It's time for a change.
I'm telling you right now, this is gonna skyrocket.
Enough with the suits.
Warren Buffett? More like Little Miss Muffet.
This is the digital age.
Transfer my money or I swear to...
The power is at your fingertips.
I'm up $2,000 today, and I kid you not, I've got no clue why.
Welcome to CorTrades.
Good Lord. How's everyone doing? So a little backstory. You last heard from us on Wednesday. Austin Platts, I'm Dylan Corbett, Tompkins and Burns here, CorTrades. Bloodbath week. Last week I had like the worst day I've had. And then it was followed up with the best day on Monday. So I'm like, all right, great. But then we treaded water on Tuesday. We're kind of like, we were talking on Wednesday, what the hell is the week going to unfold? And it unfolded a big old kick in the dick before the weekend. So if last week was the worst day ever, this was just the worst week ever. And I had mixed in there that green day on Monday, but now it's just, it's tech, it's growth stocks, it's you name it, you're seeing red before you get to the weekend.
Yeah, this is brutal. We all knew it was going to happen,
right? But
this is tough to watch. I think I texted you last night. I think Tesla is going to bounce at 570, and it's at 550 right now. Down 11%.
I think I said, 2 weeks ago, I had Tesla at 1,500, which I still think it could, right? Like Tesla's had an insane growth since the pandemic. And that's what's crazy is I was trying to kind of figure out like, what are some like comparisons, some metaphors for what we're going through now, because a lot of our listeners, a lot of people, we've been trading for a full year now, right? And it's not trying to say like, hey, we've done this, but we've been doing it since the last crash in March of 2020. We're in March of 2021. And, a lot of people who just got in the retail trading frenzy got in where a lot of these stocks were at all-time highs.
Right. And we started this podcast, I think, at the
all-time high.
The very all-time high. So all we've had to talk about is it going down. The Opti play I gave you is down 45% since that day.
I've got it right here, yeah. No, continue, sorry.
Yeah, what's it?
I got it. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. As we are running over each other here, I'm still trying to find this Opti. God, I can't find it. All right. Oh, here we are. Yeah, 47%. But hey, long play.
That's brutal. I think, we know we have to just stick it out and ride the wave because, I'm putting my next paycheck in the market. Everything is on sale right now. I kind of low key like it because all these stocks are becoming super cheap.
Yeah.
And we know that they're going to bounce eventually. So I am just waiting for my next paycheck, basically.
Well, what's funny is you hit the nail right on the head. It was like December, November. That was when people were kind of afraid, is the market going to tank? Who's going to win presidency? And then it shot up. And it was great, right? So we enjoyed. I was just talking with Austin before we hit record. Like I've been saying, I've been up 10K like since December. Gone in terms of profit, not my entire net worth, right? But we're back to even because what I did is I reinvested all of it, because I did what you were doing too. Hey, I saw shit's getting hammered in November. Great buying opportunity. Unload money. It shot up. We're having a retracement here. I wish it wasn't this big of a retracement, but hey, it's how the market works from time to time. I'm just shocked to see it's across all sectors, is it not? The only winner I've given out since we started this is BSBK, which is up 10%, but I have 30 shares of a $10 stock, so that's not really helping me out right now. What are some other things you're watching on? We've been talking about Tesla just getting absolutely hammered all the way down to 500 something.
Yeah, it's almost hard to even recommend a stock right now because we don't know how low this is going to get. Mm-hmm. It's gone. These stocks have dropped. Tesla's gone from 900 to 550. Some of these stocks, Workhorse, whatever it's called, dropped 50% one day, and it just keeps going down. Where's the bottom, and do you just keep waiting for, until you see it start to go up a decent amount, or do you just keep investing slowly as it drops?
Yeah, so I'm going to pull up Tesla right now, their chart, just to kind of get a figure because, I mean, you said it. So this is, if you have money right now to, as you said, you're waiting for a paycheck. How about a little stimmy? Hey, Congress, let's speed that up. I think that's also news too. It's kind of been stalled in the Senate, but think about it. We've been talking about this. It's like the stock market hasn't made sense this past year. Pandemic, okay, yeah, crash, but then we're all at home and shit's going up. Now it's like not just the red states saying where cases are going down. Like the data is proving the cases are going down. Vaccinations, we're doing 2 mil a day now in certain states. So the stock market's doing the opposite. Like we should be partying right now. We should be ringing the bell, popping champagne, and instead we're tying the belts before the weekend.
It makes absolutely no sense. I mean, yeah, there was a pandemic and the stock market just went up and up and up. And then the presidency came, and I saw the stat where it's like 90% of the time the market goes down after a presidency, and it went up a ton. So I think a lot of the old goofers are kind of loving this because they're like, I told you so.
Yes.
And it's funny because I'm looking at my stocks right now, and GameStop for some fucking reason is up 7.5%.
I
Like
think
it's like the only stock on my watch list that's green.
I think Portnoy said that too. He tweeted it out. He's like, the stock market only tanks when GameStop's green. It literally. So yeah, that's what's funny is I lost my train of thought, but Bitcoin's been getting slaughtered lately. But again, you look at it too, and if you look at the charts, it's just insane growth. People get in because they don't want to miss out on the fad. Of course, it's going to tank eventually. Like, I'll sing the music here on SNDL. We just hit under $1 for the first time in forever. So I was up over 100%, like almost made like $2,000 on SNDL. Now I'm only up 70% because I held throughout, even when we hit $3. But again, too, is just like people who got in at 150 and when it was skyrocketing. I mean, yeah, it's red days now, but like you got to be used to when RSI levels are that low. Like you said it, I kind of like it sucks I'm losing this much money this week. But this, like, it means it can't get much worse from here. Now, it could potentially, but the odds are definitely in our favor going now because all these stocks appear to be properly rated now.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with these new traders getting in while it was hot, and then just even a little dip scares them out, which then kind of creates a tumble.
Yeah.
And anybody that is a smart investor is just going to hold. So, you have to stick to your guns and just hold and reinvest throughout all this.
So explain on that too,
because
it's kind of interesting because you and I are saying that like it's obvious, like, yeah, red day, shit, this sucks, but we're not selling. That's how you lose money. It's on paper you're down this much this week, but on paper you could be, $10,000 richer the next week. That's just how it goes. So what can we say to the people that are enduring a terrible week, and maybe it's like one of the first couple of weeks they got into the market, right? We've been used to the treacherous waters. It's not all sunshine on the ocean. You've got the storms from time to time. What can we say to the people shitting their pants on a Friday?
Yeah, I mean, I got in after the crash almost at like the perfect time, right near the bottom. So this is probably the biggest crash you could say since I got in
a year.
And it's crazy just seeing everything blood red for 2 weeks straight. But all I got to say is we're due for a green day, and it will bounce. Everybody knows it'll bounce. You just got to trust your gut and pick stocks that are cheap. Watch those and see what stocks are the best value right now that you can seriously profit off of. And that's kind of what I'm doing is reinvesting my money in stocks that are becoming very undervalued. And yeah, like you were saying, when the RSI is like at 20, it's like, how can I not invest?
I know. I do like this would if I had the capital because what happened was like I took all my gains and I reinvested it, right? So that's why my profits are kind of gone for the moment because I'm playing out. Hey, I think I'm still going to make some money in a month, in 2 months. So I'm very all in the market right now. Otherwise, I would be, as you said, being greedy when others are fearful and doubling down on all these stocks because that's how you really make the money.
Yeah, I think if I had to do it over the past 6 months, I would have kept probably 25% cash.
Yeah.
I heard this thing where you always want to keep 10 to 30, 10% when the market's real low or even less, and then like 30% when it's at its all-time highs so that you can then reinvest your cash.
Hmm.
So, some people will come up to me and be like, "Hey, I got $300 left. What should I throw it into?" I'm like, "Just hold your cash and
Right.
wait for a good deal." Because the deals will come. I mean, I'm looking at the board and it's like walking into a candy shop, and it's probably going to get worse, is the sad thing.
I know.
So you always got to keep some cash, and now's the time to hop in. Not
Yeah.
100%, but throw some money in the market if you're not in yet.
Discounted day, just like this week, Monday, after a pretty poor week last week to end February, March 1st was killer, right? And then we've obviously had the Slaughterfest that's contained since. So yeah, you said it. We don't really have. Let's talk about buzz so far. So you got into it. I have just waited because again, I'm all in the market. I'm kind of waiting until we get a green day, take some profits, and I might get in. It's not a very volatile stock, right? It's an ETF. It kind of moves, very slowly, but it picked a tough week to debut, right? When the overall market's down.
Yeah, that's got to be tough for Dave. I mean, I
Oh, he's
literally
eating it.
woke up. I woke up Thursday at 8:30 and immediately bought 40 shares, like
Yes.
$1,000 worth, because I'm like, this is gonna be hot. This is gonna be hot, and it's now at 22.50, which is honestly pretty good compared to some of the other stocks. Um, yeah, brutal day to debut. And I heard him talk, and he said that really people buying the ETF doesn't have much to do with the ETF going up or down, which
Yeah.
makes sense. It's all about the stocks that are in it. So it's tough for Dave too, because people would, if it was just a regular stock, I think it would have skyrocketed.
Right.
But since it's just, these other stocks that are getting killed, there's only so much Dave can do to like pump this thing.
No, it's a really tough position for Dave to put himself in, and he's no stranger to challenges. I think he invites it, but he is basically the face for a stock that he has no power over how it moves.
Exactly.
And he's got some, like, he's wearing it on Twitter, because you got every bozo, hey bro, why'd you down? Every troll comes out just to, hate on people. But, he's got some great tweets. Like, this is from 20 minutes ago. I'm going to be honest, in times like these, I just take a deep breath and remind myself it's only on paper. He's kind of tongue in cheek there. Stocks only go up, but that's what you got to do is, hey, Friday sucks. Maybe just put the phone down. Don't look at the money today. Go enjoy a weekend where the weather's warming, the states are beginning to open up, and then come back on Monday and see if we can get it back again. Because, after 2 straight terrible weeks, I'm still confident.
Yeah, you gotta have faith, and there's only so much you can do. All I know is that it's gonna rebound,
Yes.
hopefully soon. It's gonna be a hard rebound because a lot of these are super cheap.
Yeah, it's going to
Can
be
you
great.
hear me? It says my internet's unstable.
No, you're Gucci. Yeah, I'm looking right now at Buzz. So I think it opened at what, 24.50 and it's down to 22.63. So, I mean, again,
Right.
what I've noticed is like whenever you buy into something, you should probably expect at least a week to a month of being in the red before you see dividends. Like that's just a trend you usually see when you get into a stock, it just goes down. But then
Yeah.
so we don't really have any buys of the week here unless you do, perhaps. I just kind of want to laugh at myself and kind of tout some winners I've had over the past year and some stinking dead losers I have had. I'll begin. You touched on it. Workhorse, I jumped in last week. It's down 61%. $600 to $200 real quick. That's beautiful. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's brutal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so we'll laugh here too. I'm still holding BlackBerry. I'm down $800 on BlackBerry, 59%. AMC, $400, 55%. Bed Bath and Beyond. My God, what? I think I was the only guy that convinced myself to get into that one on retail trading stock frenzy. But and then there's some winners. Like, God, I flipped basically. I wish I did more money, but I turned $25 into $400 of Square, like 1,400%. CAN, I've been telling you about. I turned $200 into $2,300, up 1,000%. And then Twitter, which has been getting slaughtered ever since they hit their all-time high. But there's some winners and losers. That's the best part of it.
Wow, yeah, those are some very wide ranges you have. And you always hit yourself. You're like, why didn't I put more in this stock? It's like nobody fucking knows which one's gonna skyrocket. If we did, then we just pick those stocks. You know what I mean? And it's funny because I have like alerts on half my watch list to like let me know when a price gets to a certain stock gets to a certain price. And I set these like a while ago. And like every hour I'm getting hit with alerts like, oh, below this.
tanking.
But looking at the list, I mean, Riot's down 21 and Mara's down 20. Brutal. Tesla's down 10. SNDL.
Oh, it's getting smoked.
15. Opti's down 22. I mean, it's tough to look at.
Well, and what's funny too, and so touch on Opti, because it's like Opti had great news. And then we saw this with Social Capital, right? CCIV, they had the major news that they're going to partner with basically Tesla's biggest rival, Lucid Motors. And then it just tanked. So that's kind of the thing too, where it's like stocks sometimes don't make sense. And I think we are in the middle of the market not making sense for a couple weeks now.
I'm just looking at this. Penn's down 9%. Holy shit. Yeah, like there's only so much that good news can do when you're in a bearish market like this.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because the news is like some of the biggest news that they've ever came out with. They're basically saying, hey, we're partnering up with probably Apple to integrate a new technology, and it's gone down 45%. It's like, I kind of like it, to be honest. Like I said earlier, I'm just buying more and more shares because I know for a fact that it's going to be $1 soon.
Yep.
And it's currently 12 cents. So
it's slow but steady.
It's all about waiting. And like Warren Buffett once said, it's all about the impatient giving money to the patient.
That's smart.
So just be patient. I mean, it sucks and everybody wants to get rich quick, but you just got to wait and wait and wait.
I mean, I was thinking about this too right before we hopped on. It's like a great analogy is like the first time you the listener, ever went into a casino. Did you win money first time ever? If you did, great. But times that you've been to the casino since, you've lost money, right? That's the stock market. That's sports betting. It's a gamble. But it's all about the learning process too, like experience. The more you go to the casino, hey, all of a sudden I know how to play blackjack a little more. I understand roulette. The more you learn about more sports, okay, maybe you learn a little bit more about how to attack certain numbers and certain angles. Stock market's kind of the same way. People who have been trading Bitcoin forever, they're not shitting their pants. They're saying, great, that means we're going to hit 55K next week. It's all about volatility and kind of, maneuvering, as you said, the green days and the red days, but never really getting too low on yourself like days like these, and never get too high, where you're just like, holy shit, I can't lose, because there is always a retracement and it goes both ways, positively and negatively.
Yeah, I will say 1 year ago when I first invested, I did not know much. And now I'll come home from work and like watch YouTube videos about the stock market almost every night.
Eagerness to learn, yeah.
And it's 100% about not being impulsive and to just stick with your guns and know what you know, and not be like these newbies that just get in, get out. It's It's all about the long-term hold as much as I hate to say it, unless you're like really good at day trading or swing trading, but 99% of day traders lose money and like 99% of long-term holders make money.
Yeah.
So,
No, and I would
good
just
luck, reinvest. That's all I got to really say.
No, yeah, and we'll kind of wrap it up here. Just Friday, terrible day, but we wanted to kind of come on, provide you a sense of relief. Hey, this happens. This isn't, I don't think it's going to be. Why would we have like, obviously it's crashing because we were hitting all-time highs, but it's not crashing where you're seeing Penn, go in front of Teslas. I mean, getting crushed, but you're not seeing Penn go to like $4, right? Here's what I would, and I'm not trying to tell anyone what to do, but here's would be, so I got an Opti, 2 days ago. The stupidest thing ever would be me just going, oh shit, this is a dud, and me selling. Like, that's how you lose money. Like I'm down 64%. Like, that would be so idiotic of me. But some people do that. And we're trying to steer you into more of a long-term hold mindset of like, hey, if you just realize it's not like that's taking out of your bank account, right? This is discretionary income that you're putting in. It's on paper. And you believe that this company is eventually going to pay dividends on you. Again, it's all about what you believe in each and every company.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I'll just name a few stocks while might as well. Walgreens, again, I touched on this a while ago. I think that's going to skyrocket in a little bit. TTCF, it's this food company that's in Walmart, Sam's, Costco. They're down a ton, super, super cheap. Facebook is super, super cheap. It's very undervalued. I would get in Facebook if you can. Amazon's gone down a ton. Opti, if you're feeling risque.
Yeah, it's a great time to get in.
Mara and Riot, why not? So, and Tesla too. I mean, Tesla's at 560. Like, it was at 900 a few weeks ago.
Right. Yeah, I like Tesla too. I've been I doubled down on Apple because I think they got the Apple 13 coming out.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, I think Apple, which got slaughtered pretty good, I think that's going to be an eventual play. So I've got 14 shares of Apple there. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking down. What are some other things? Yeah, we touched Teslas. I think the big. Have you hopped on DoorDash? So DoorDash and Airbnb were the two IPOs in December, and like I made a killing on both of those. And it's very swing tradey because it'll shoot up and then it'll get crushed. DoorDash is currently getting smoked right now. Like it, so it IPO'd at 190. Everyone gets in. It tanked all the way to 140, and then it goes back up to 200. Went back up to 215. We're back to 145. That's just how it goes. But you meet that resistance point and you just hold, and it's like, hey, it's only going to go up from here. Yeah, I've got no hope for BlackBerry. I don't know. I will hold that until my grave, I think. But Austin Platts, I'm Dylan Corbett, getting through a tough Friday, a tough week on the market, but we ain't going anywhere. We hope you aren't either. You are staying in the market, being smart with your money, not overexposing, not getting, eager to pull your money out on a couple of red days. But tough go, but we've got the light at the end of the tunnel, do we not, Tompkins?
Yes, we do. Just trust your gut and stick in there. If you're not in there yet, throw your money in there a little bit at a time, not everything at once. We're due for green. I think we're gonna talk on Tuesday, and I think Tuesday night, and hopefully it'll be a huge day. I also read this stat that was like, if you miss the top like 5 or 10 green days of the past 10 years, you wouldn't have even made money or something crazy. So that just goes to show how hard it is to time the market and that you just got to keep it in.
Yep, I'm with you. All right, it's Friday. Go unwind, crack a beverage, get through the weekend, and we'll be back to dissect the market for you on CorTrades next week.